Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a horror anthology TV series, Down. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins on a dark and stormy night over a city. It is the day before Valentine's Day and people have already left work. However, in a particular deserted office building, an accounts supervisor is still working late at night. Her laptop screen is flashing brightly in the darkened room, and she types an email to an old flame telling him that she'll be flying to New York that night and she'd love to meet with him. On the other side of the building, a man emerges from a restroom stall and adjusts his clothes. He accidentally wets himself with water from the faucet. He hurriedly dries the wet spot with a hand dryer. Back in the supervisor's office, she decides not to send the email after all. Shaking her head, she closes her laptop and gets ready to leave. She grabs a printout of her flight ticket for tonight and exits the office. Then she gets into the elevator from the 40th floor. Meanwhile, the man leaves the restroom on the 42nd floor and gets into the same elevator as the woman. Initially, he tries to make a small talk with her, asking her where she's parked, how she feels about the long weekend, and even joking about the gift bag that she's carrying. For the most part, the woman seems disinterested and just politely replies. She comments on the bottle of wine he's holding, and he explains that a client gifted it to him after closing a deal. The man points at a crude drawing scrawled on the elevator wall. It's a stick figure inside a box, begging to be let out. The two joke that somebody deranged drew it. Suddenly, the elevator comes to a stop. They try hitting the call and alarm buttons on the panel, but it appears not to be working. They get confused since the lights and the small TV screen on the elevator are working fine, but the buttons are not. The man tries to pry the doors open, but he couldn't. They then try waving at the CCTV camera, and the supervisor wonders why there isn't anyone responding from the security office. Their phones also don't receive any signal because there are a few floors underground already. The two spend the time getting to know each other. The supervisor reveals that she's working for a public relations company occupying the top floors of the building, while the man is a newcomer at an accounting firm housed in the same building. They then try to scream through the doors, but they seem to be the only ones left in the building. The two decide to go out through the elevator vent. The man bends and hoists the supervisor, but can't find any hatch on the ceiling. Her hand snags on something, and she gets hurt, so they stop their attempts. An hour passes, and the supervisor is officially not making it to her flight anymore. By this point, the two are just dejected, and they slump on the floor. She mentions that she's thirsty, and the man offers his half-empty water bottle. In return, she shares some chocolate with him. The two then ponder if they'd be stuck in the elevator until Tuesday, since it's Friday night now and Monday is a holiday, meaning that they all have to miss Daniel CC horror movies for 3 days. 4 hours in, and the supervisor needs to pee badly. The man tries to assure her that it's not that smelly if she has to pee on the elevator, but she's too shy to do so. He even offers her his coat to pee on, but in the end, she decides to use her empty thermos while the man turns his back. Using a wine opener she found in her bag, the supervisor adds another stick figure to the elevator wall, drawing to mimic their current situation. The man shares that he's a workaholic, so no one would be looking for him, even if he's gone too long. He asks if anyone would be worried about her, since she's supposed to be on a flight right now, but she answers that it was supposed to be a surprise, so no one is waiting for her. To cheer her up, he opens the wine bottle. The two sit next to each other and take turns drinking. The supervisor and the man are now playing a game where they sketch the other person, and he suddenly confesses that he's seen her around in the lobby before. He remembers her because she always seems so nice. The supervisor assures him that she doesn't think he's a stalker, and the two reveal their sketches of the other. She's drawn him as a devil drinking wine as a joke, while he drew her very beautifully. She chalks her artistic interpretation of him up to her being hungry, and they begin fantasizing about the food they want to eat. The conversation quickly veers into X-rated territory when the supervisor asks the man a question about his past conquests. He blushes and refuses to answer, so she tells a tale of a past escapade with a former boyfriend. He is wowed by her adventure and says that none of his experiences can ever come close to her story. Not willing to give up, the supervisor urges him to make up a fantasy instead. They are recording everything on her phone, and he starts to tell her a fantasy about him and a hot coworker in his car. The supervisor steps closer to him, and he abruptly ends the story. He shyly admits that his hormones are turned on by their game, and the supervisor tells him that she appreciates his honesty. He takes things a step further by confessing that he'd like to tongue massage her right now. He walks to her side of the elevator and kisses her. They fall into a quarantine hormone game. After their tryst, the man makes the wrong move by saying that he is halfway to falling in love with her already. The supervisor is thrown by this shocking development and sets the record straight with him. What they had was nice, but she is still in love with her ex-fiancé, and she wants to fix things with him. This is not at all what the man wants to hear, because he thinks that what he and the supervisor have is a real connection. He promises to take her out when they're free of the elevator, and she'll see that they belong together. But the supervisor shoots him down and tells him that when they're out of the elevator, they'll go back to their lives and move on. The man is now visibly upset and admits that he's been watching her all this time. He shows her a few of the security camera images that he got of her throughout the building. In fact, he's been doing so much more than watching her. He's fantasizing about having her, and he planned everything so he can finally get to talk to her and make her see that he's the one. It turns out that the man isn't an accountant, but a security guard assigned to the front desk of the building. He has the key to the elevator, and he used it to stop it and make the supervisor believe that they're trapped. No security guard has come to their rescue because he is supposed to be the security guard on duty tonight. In his despair at her rejection, he inserts the key and gets the elevator running again, telling her that she's free to leave. While he's telling his chilling tale, the supervisor cowers into the farthest corner of the elevator. It sinks into her that he is an obsessed stalker, and she becomes afraid. However, when he inserts the key again, she goes ballistic and threatens that she will call the cops and throw him in jail. They get into an altercation that ends with the key being broken and them trapped for real this time. The man appears to be unconscious from the physical blows the supervisor gave him, and she checks if he is dead. But he opens his eyes and suddenly slams her head against the floor, rendering her unconscious. She groggily wakes up and moves to the corner opposite the man. She asks him why he trapped them inside the elevator instead of just asking her out. He answers that he needs to get her away from other distractions so she would realize that he's better than everyone else. He even points out the irony of their situation. He wanted a relationship with her, and they technically met, got to know each other, and broke up all inside a tiny room. The supervisor insists that other security guards must also be in the building, but he replies that he took care of the guards' shifts for them, and no one else is coming. She yells at him for kidnapping her, and he responds by choking and slamming her against the wall. He tells her that she liked him, and all he did was encourage their attraction to each other. The man then proceeds to taunt her by opening the gift she got for her ex-fiancé. He wears the shirt and smokes the cigar from the cigar set she bought. While this is happening, the supervisor is just crying. After his rage passes, the man apologizes and tells her that he just gets like that sometimes when he's mad. He smashes the panel of light on the side of the elevator, then gets the idea to break one of the ceiling tiles so they can go out. Now it's only a matter of who will give whom a boost. The man suggests that she give him a boost so he can get the elevator running again. The supervisor refuses and insists that he give her a boost instead, and then she'll get help for the both of them. He is worried that she'll leave him stranded there, but she asks him to trust her. She even promises that she won't call the cops and they go on vacation after they're free. This convinces him to let her climb first. The supervisor climbs through the opening, and he instructs her to keep climbing to the elevator shaft. She smiles, then leaves him in the elevator alone. She continues climbing and attempts to reach the nearest elevator doors. She's about to pry them open, but the man follows her and grabs her foot. He jumps, and they both fall down back into the elevator. The supervisor wakes up first, and she hurriedly grabs a few sheets of paper from her bag and lights them with a cigar lighter from the gift set. The man wakes up too, but she kicks him in the face and ties him up. The fire she started successfully triggers a fire alarm, and she hopes that the fire department will come to their aid soon. In the meantime, she grabs a cigar cutter from the same set and threatens to torture the man. He begs her not to hurt him, and she offers him a deal. He confesses everything on camera, and she won't maim him. He agrees, and she starts filming his confession. He tells her his real name and that he made the drawing on the elevator wall earlier that day. He tracked her movement through the security cameras, so he could get inside the elevator with her at the right moment. He then distracted her with the drawing while he used the key to stop the elevator. He admits to kidnapping the supervisor and hurting her. The man also additionally confesses that he used to be a hotshot executive in a big firm, and that fantasy about the hot coworker was true. They were fooling around and he got distracted, driving off the road and crashing into a tree. This immediately killed the woman he was with. He only got 6 months in jail, but when he got out, he couldn't get a job anymore. His money ran out, and he was forced to take a lowly security job in the building, where he eventually first saw the supervisor. He knew that if he approached her as a security guard, she wouldn't have given him the time of day. And more than anything, he wanted to be the same hotshot executive when he finally met her. So that's why he made that plan to kidnap her. The supervisor stops filming, moved by his story. Unbeknownst to the two, another security guard has entered the building with his girlfriend to take her to the high-rise building's roof. He notices that the man is not at the front desk like he was supposed to, and then he sees on the security camera feed that there are people stuck in the elevator. He contacts the supervisor through the elevator's call button and hurriedly goes down to manually open the elevator. The security guard arrives and tries to help them out. The man knocks the supervisor unconscious, then kills the security guard. He carries her outside, then stashes her in the trunk of his car. After he disposes of the body and cleans up the mess, he puts on his uniform and deletes all security camera footage. The security guard's girlfriend asks him if he's seen him, and he kills her as well. He then disposes of her body and drives away with the supervisor still unconscious in his trunk. The man drives to a secluded place, then douses a large dumpster with gasoline. He says goodbye to her and opens the trunk, so he can throw her body into the dumpster and set it on fire. While his back is turned, the supervisor hits his head with the gasoline can. She runs inside the car and drives away as he howls in pain. She reverses the car and runs him over. She gets out and sees him barely clinging to life inside the dumpster. The movie ends with the supervisor lighting a cigar, smoking it, then using it to set the dumpster and the man on fire. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.